What if every challenge you faced, every setback, every heartbreak, every uphill battle wasn't just a cruel twist of fate? What if instead these moments were carefully placed stepping stones on the path to discovering your deepest strength, your true purpose? Think back to a time when you felt like the world was conspiring against you, when the weight of life's trials seemed almost unbearable. Maybe you wondered, why me? Why now? You're not alone in that feeling. But here's the twist. What if those very challenges were opportunities in disguise, waiting for you to see them for what they really are? The Stoics, ancient philosophers who faced their own share of hardships, believed that adversity is not an enemy to be feared, but a teacher guiding us toward our highest selves. They knew that within every struggle lies the potential for growth, for resilience, for greatness, and they discovered a way to turn life's toughest tests into a pathway to unparalleled strength. Are you ready to flip the script and see your challenges for what they truly are? Let's dive into the Stoic philosophy that reveals how life's most trying moments can become the keys to unlocking your true power and potential. Let's start with Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's greatest emperors. Marcus faced unimaginable challenges. He led his people through wars, dealt with political betrayal, and even a devastating plague. Imagine the weight of the world resting on your shoulders, with millions looking to you for guidance and strength. Yet, he didn't falter. In fact, it was during these difficult times that he penned one of his most famous quotes: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that for a moment. Marcus wasn't just saying get through it, he was saying use it. Every obstacle, every setback, every seemingly insurmountable challenge is, in fact, the very path forward. The obstacle becomes the way. It's a radical idea, isn't it? But it's also a profoundly empowering one, because instead of being paralyzed by life's difficulties, the Stoic sees them as opportunities, a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. They understood that it's not the challenge itself that defines us, it's how we respond to it. So how do we make this shift in mindset? How do we transform challenges into opportunities? It begins with a simple yet powerful question. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can this make me better?" It's a subtle difference, but it changes everything. It takes us out of a victim mindset and into a position of strength and control. Because here's the thing, we may not be able to control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, knew this truth all too well. Born a slave, he endured hardships most of us could never imagine, yet he rose to become one of Stoicism's greatest teachers. How did he do it? By embracing the idea that while we can't control external events, we can always control our internal responses. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, he taught. This mindset shift, this choice to see adversity as opportunity, is at the heart of Stoicism. Let's bring this idea down from the philosophical to the practical. Let's talk about real-world examples. People who have faced incredible adversity and used it as fuel for growth. Think of Admiral James Stockdale, a US Navy officer and Vietnam War POW. For 7.5 years, Stockdale was held captive, tortured and isolated, yet he didn't just survive, he thrived. He credits his resilience to the principles of Stoicism, which he studied deeply before his capture. He practiced what he called the Stockdale paradox, a mindset that combines the ability to confront the brutal facts of your current reality with an unwavering belief that you will prevail in the end, regardless of the difficulties. When asked how he survived, Stockdale said, "I never lost faith in the end of the story." This is Stoicism in action. The refusal to be broken by hardship, the choice to find purpose in suffering, the commitment to emerge stronger on the other side. Or take the example of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. He endured the horrors of Nazi concentration camps, where he lost his family and everything he held dear. But instead of letting these experiences break him, Frankl found meaning in them. He wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he talks about how the search for purpose and meaning can help us endure almost any suffering. These examples aren't unique to history. They're happening all around us, all the time. Every day, ordinary people face extraordinary challenges and find a way to rise above them. And you can too. So how do we apply this mindset shift to our own lives? How do we take the Stoic path to purpose and resilience in our everyday challenges? First, let's recognize that adversity comes in all shapes and sizes. It doesn't have to be a life or death situation. It can be losing a job, facing a health crisis, dealing with the end of a relationship, or even navigating the daily stresses of modern life. The Stoics believed that all these experiences are opportunities for growth and self-improvement. One of the most powerful tools they offer is the practice of reframing, changing the way we interpret the events that happen to us. When something difficult happens, instead of immediately reacting with frustration or anger, pause and ask yourself, how can this be a good thing? How can this help me grow? Let's say you've lost your job. It's a tough situation, no doubt. But instead of seeing it as a catastrophe, try to view it as a fresh start, a chance to pursue something that truly excites you or aligns with your values. Ask yourself, what new opportunities does this open up? What new skills can I develop? How can I use this setback to fuel my next move? By reframing the situation, you begin to see the silver lining. You start to recognize that this challenge, this obstacle, might just be the stepping stone to something even better. The Stoic practice of cultivating inner strength begins with the understanding that while external events are beyond our control, our inner world, our thoughts, emotions, and reactions remains entirely within our domain. This recognition is a source of immense power. By focusing on what we can control, we reclaim our peace and stability regardless of external circumstances. One of the most effective ways to build inner strength is through daily reflection, a practice championed by Marcus Aurelius. He believed that each day is an opportunity to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for whatever may come us both. This preparation is not about anticipating specific events, but rather fortifying the mind against whatever difficulties may arise. To incorporate this practice into your life, start each morning with a quiet moment of introspection. Consider what challenges you might encounter and decide in advance how you want to respond. Visualize yourself handling a difficult colleague with patience, navigating traffic with calm, or facing unexpected news with acceptance. This sets the tone for your day and builds an inner fortress of strength and resilience. At the end of the day, engage in a second reflection. Review the events of the day and ask yourself, what situations tested your patience? How did you respond to moments of frustration or disappointment? Did you maintain your composure, or could you have reacted differently? This reflective practice isn't about self-criticism. It's about self-awareness and growth. It helps you recognize patterns in your behavior, identify areas for improvement, and reinforce your commitment to personal development. Daily reflection fosters a mindset of continuous learning and self-improvement. It transforms every experience, whether positive or negative, into a lesson. By cultivating this inner dialogue, you become your own mentor, guiding yourself with wisdom, patience, and courage. This practice not only builds resilience, but also deepens your understanding of yourself, your values, and your purpose. The Stoics understood that growth often comes from discomfort. By voluntarily exposing themselves to challenging or uncomfortable situations, they believed they could develop resilience and mental toughness. This practice is not about masochism, it's about training the mind to be less dependent on comfort and more adaptable to change. One way to apply this principle is through the practice of voluntary discomfort. This could be something as simple as taking a cold shower, fasting intermittently, or choosing to walk instead of driving. The idea is to push yourself beyond your comfort zone in small, manageable ways. These practices condition the mind to tolerate discomfort and adversity, making you more resilient in the face of life's inevitable challenges. For instance, if you take a cold shower every morning, you're training yourself to endure discomfort and to remain calm under stress. If you fast periodically, you learn to manage hunger and cravings, developing discipline and self-control. These small acts of discomfort, practiced regularly, build mental toughness and prepare you for more significant challenges. By embracing discomfort, you shift your mindset from one that seeks comfort and avoidance to one that welcomes challenge and growth. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to hardship. Rather, you learn to face it with a calm, focused mind. You become less afraid of failure or pain because you've trained yourself to handle discomfort in various forms. Additionally, embracing discomfort helps build a stronger sense of self-reliance. It reminds you that you don't need external comforts or circumstances to dictate your happiness. Instead, your sense of peace and strength comes from within. The more you practice this, the more resilient you become, ready to face whatever life throws at you with courage and confidence. At the heart of Stoicism is the belief that each person has a unique purpose, a role that they are meant to fulfill in this world. The Stoics taught that understanding and aligning with this purpose is key to living a meaningful and resilient life. Challenges in this context are not setbacks but opportunities to deepen your commitment to your purpose. To harness the power of purpose, begin by reflecting on what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What drives you? What kind of person do you aspire to be? The answers to these questions help you identify your purpose. Whether it's being a loving father, a dedicated leader, or a compassionate friend, your purpose is the guiding light that shapes your actions and decisions. Once you have clarity on your purpose, use it as a compass in times of difficulty. Whenever you face a challenge, ask yourself, how does this situation fit into my larger purpose? How can I use this experience to grow into the person I'm meant to be? By framing challenges in this way, you transform them into stepping stones on your journey toward your best self. For example, if your purpose is to be a great father, every obstacle, whether it's dealing with a defiant child or managing your own frustrations, becomes an opportunity to demonstrate patience, wisdom, and love. If your purpose is to be an ethical leader in your business, then every ethical dilemma or business setback becomes a chance to reaffirm your commitment to your values. Living with purpose also means finding meaning in suffering. The Stoics believed that no experience is wasted if it contributes to your growth and development. When you encounter hardship, instead of seeing it as a meaningless burden, see it as an essential part of your journey. Ask yourself, what is this challenge teaching me? How is it helping me fulfill my purpose? By connecting your challenges to your larger purpose, you give them a sense of meaning and direction. You turn every obstacle into an opportunity to grow and become stronger. This doesn't make the challenges less difficult, but it gives you a reason to endure them with grace and resolve. It makes you resilient, not just in enduring pain, but in finding meaning and growth in every situation. To fully benefit from these Stoic practices, cultivating inner strength, embracing discomfort, and living with purpose, it's essential to integrate them into your daily routine. Start small and build gradually. Begin each day with a moment of reflection, try a voluntary discomfort exercise, and continually ask yourself how your actions align with your purpose. By committing to these practices, you cultivate a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities, embraces discomfort as a path to growth, and finds strength within. Over time, these practices build a resilient mindset that can face any adversity with confidence, wisdom, and purpose. Remember, Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's a daily practice of turning challenges into opportunities, obstacles into growth, and life's inevitable hardships into stepping stones on the path to becoming your best self. Let's take a look at how we can employ strategies to integrate Stoicism every day. Strategy 1. Practice gratitude. Daily. Gratitude is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that happiness doesn't come from acquiring more, but from appreciating what we already have. It's a simple yet transformative practice. When we focus on what's present rather than what's missing, we build inner strength and contentment. To apply this strategy, start a daily gratitude journal. Every morning or evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for. These don't have to be grand or life-changing. They can be as simple as enjoying a good cup of coffee, having a meaningful conversation, or taking a walk in nature. By regularly practicing gratitude, you shift your mindset from a sense of lack to a sense of abundance. Moreover, when facing adversity, remind yourself of what remains rather than what is lost. If you're dealing with a job loss, for instance, focus on the skills you've gained, the experiences you've had, and the opportunities that are still available to you. This practice helps cultivate a resilient mindset by focusing on the positives, even in difficult situations. Gratitude is not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging the good amidst the challenges. By fostering an attitude of gratitude, you create a mental habit of finding strength and hope, which can sustain you through tough times. Strategy 2. Visualize adversity. The Stoics practiced a technique called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. They would regularly imagine worst-case scenarios, not to induce fear or anxiety, but to prepare themselves mentally and emotionally for whatever might come. This technique helps to diminish fear by confronting it head-on and preparing for the worst, so that if it does happen, it doesn't catch you off guard. Try incorporating this strategy into your daily routine. Spend a few minutes each morning or night visualizing potential challenges you might face in the near future. For example, if you have an important presentation at work, imagine things going wrong, the technology fails, you forget your key points, or the audience seems disengaged. Then, think through how you would respond calmly and effectively in each scenario. By doing this, you're building a mental blueprint for resilience. You're training your mind to stay calm, rational, and prepared, regardless of what happens. When adversity strikes, you're not paralyzed by fear because you've already imagined and accepted the possibility. Instead, you're ready to act with purpose and resolve. It's important to balance this exercise with hope and positivity. Visualizing adversity is not about dwelling in negativity, but about preparing for it so that it doesn't dominate your mind or spirit when it arrives. It's about cultivating a mindset that can handle the unexpected with grace and composure. Strategy 3. Reframe your thoughts. Reframing is the art of changing the way you perceive and interpret challenges. The Stoics were masters of this technique, constantly challenging their initial reactions to events and seeking a more constructive perspective. Reframing allows you to see setbacks not as insurmountable problems, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Whenever you face a challenging situation, pause and examine your initial thoughts. Ask yourself, is there another way to look at this? What can I learn from this experience? How might this challenge actually be serving me? By asking these questions, you begin to see the silver linings and the lessons hidden within the difficulty. For instance, if you've been criticized at work, your first reaction might be defensiveness or anger. But by reframing, you could see the feedback as an opportunity to improve, to become more skilled, or to gain a better understanding of how you're perceived. Instead of seeing it as a personal attack, view it as a valuable piece of information that can help you grow. Reframing isn't about denying reality or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It's about choosing the most empowering interpretation of events, the one that fosters resilience and strength. This practice can be transformative, helping you navigate life's challenges with a more positive, proactive mindset. Strategy 4. Focus on what you can control. The Stoics taught that much of our suffering comes from trying to control things that are inherently outside our control. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are up to us and some things are not." This is known as the dichotomy of control, a fundamental Stoic concept that can greatly enhance resilience. To apply this strategy, start by clearly distinguishing between what is within your control and what is not. Your actions, thoughts, and attitudes are within your control. The opinions of others, the actions of others, and external events are not. When faced with a difficult situation, focus on what you can control: your response, your effort, and your mindset. For example, if you're dealing with a health issue, focus on the things you can control, following medical advice, maintaining a positive attitude, and taking care of your body as best as you can. Don't waste energy worrying about things beyond your control, like the prognosis or other people's opinions. By directing your energy towards what you can control, you empower yourself. You stop wasting time and mental effort on things you can't change, and instead take meaningful action on what you can. This practice reduces anxiety, fosters a sense of agency, and builds a stronger, more resilient mindset. Strategy 5. Embrace the present moment. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from fully embracing the present moment. They understood that dwelling on the past or worrying about the future only drains our energy and diminishes our capacity to handle the challenges at hand. Instead, they advocated for living fully in the here and now, focusing on what can be done at this moment. To apply this strategy, practice mindfulness. Start with simple techniques like deep breathing exercises or mindful walking, where you pay close attention to your surroundings, your breath, and your immediate sensations. When your mind starts drifting to worries about the future or regrets about the past, gently bring it back to the present. Another way to practice this is by setting small, manageable goals for yourself each day that focus on immediate actions. Instead of being overwhelmed by the big picture or the final outcome, concentrate on what you can do right now. For example, if you're working on a long-term project, focus on completing just one section today and do it to the best of your ability. Living in the present moment also means accepting the present as it is. Instead of resisting or denying reality, embrace it, even if it's uncomfortable. Acknowledge the difficulty, but don't let it define you. By cultivating presence, you reduce anxiety and increase your capacity to deal with challenges more effectively. You become more grounded, more focused, and more resilient. Each of these 5 strategies, practicing gratitude, visualizing adversity, reframing thoughts, focusing on what you can control, and embracing the present moment, offers a unique tool for building a resilient mindset. By incorporating these practices into your daily life, you begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Resilience is not a trait we're born with. It's a skill we cultivate. And the Stoics provide us with a time-tested roadmap to do just that. With these strategies, you can face life's obstacles with confidence, knowing that you have the inner strength to transform any challenge into an opportunity. Life is full of challenges, but as the Stoics teach us, these challenges aren't just random obstacles, they're opportunities in disguise. They're chances to grow stronger, to deepen our purpose, and to build resilience. So the next time you face a challenge, don't shrink back. Don't ask, why me? Instead ask, how can I use this? How can this make me stronger? How can this help me grow? Remember, the Stoic path isn't about running from difficulty. It's about transforming it into something meaningful, something powerful, something that defines you. Embrace the struggle. See every challenge as a chance to rise higher, to become better, and to forge your character in the fires of adversity. Until next time, remember, every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Seize it.